Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. We begin with the first chapter of Standard 9th Geography. The name of the chapter is Distributional Map. Now that we are learning geography, as a student of geography, the maps will be a very common feature. Okay, in your geography textbook will be full of map. So as a student of geography, you should know how to use a map, how to read a map. In fact, map is the most important tool in geography. Now, what does a map means? A map is a diagrammatic representation of an area. It shows geographical or geological feature. Generally, a map is drawn two-dimensionally. That is, it is drawn on a flat area. It is drawn on a flat surface. So let us start with the chapter Distributional Map. Now, in the lower standard students, in the earlier classes, you have studied what is a district map. Here in this particular slide, you can see the different districts of Maharashtra. Our district Mumbai suburb is also shown. So we have studied district map. We have studied the state map. This is a state Maharashtra to which we belong. We can see the neighboring states of Maharashtra: Karnataka, Goa, Telangana, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat. So these are our neighboring states. We have also studied the country map. Okay, so in the lower standards we have studied the district, the state, the country map. Now the main purpose of the map. Now why do we study? Map helps you to find the location. So the purpose of map is to show you the location of a place or to show the distribution of variable. So the purpose of the map, the actual reason why we use map is to locate a place or to show the distribution of the variable. Now maps which are drawn with special theme, with special purpose, showing certain variable, such maps are called as thematic maps. Okay, since they are representing certain theme in the map, such map is called as thematic map. Now I have been using the word variable. Now you will be wondering, what is a variable? Now the variable that can be shown on the map, here are some of the examples. You can show temperature, rainfall, population, altitude, salinity, river. You can show important towns. You can show the transport system. So these are the different variables, distribution of which can be shown on the map. That is why the name of the chapter Distributional Maps. So after having understood what is thematic maps, after having understood what are variable, we move ahead. So maps are useful to explain the distribution of these variables in this region, and that is why we call them as distributional maps. Such map can bring out the pattern of distribution. Now there are three types of distributional maps which we are going to study in this chapter: the dot method, choropleth method, and the isopleth method. Page number 1 of your textbook shows you certain maps of each of this method. We'll be studying each of this method in detail. Students, we begin with the first method, the dot method maps. As you can see in this map of America, you can see dots are shown there. These dots are representing some population. Now the dots are of varying sizes. Let us have a look at another map. Here you can see the map of China showing the rise, the corona cases. Okay, so here also you can see the dots are of varying sizes. The index there also indicates the cases that have been registered in the particular district, in the particular state of the nation. Okay, so let us understand what are dot method maps. So these maps, to prepare these maps, you require certain statistical data. It is only with the help of the data that you can show the dots on the map. You can show the distribution of the dots on the map. Now this statistical data is gathered through counting. Okay, now what does statistical data means? You have to have certain numbers. Now these numbers can be in the tabular form as you can see in this map or in the graphical or in the okay, you can have the bar graph form or you can have a pie diagram. So certain numbers are given to you, certain statistical data is given to you. So all this data should be collected through counting. Now, the way a variable is distributed throughout the region, the dots are used to show the distribution. For example, you can show the distribution of population in a region, distribution of cattle in a region, and so on. Now, to show the distribution through dot method, we have to determine the value that is given to the dot. First of all, you will be giving value to the lowest and the highest value of a variable in the region. Okay, then accordingly the number of the dots are determined. Now the size of the dot are dependent on how big is your map, that is, it depends upon the scale of the map, it depends upon the density of the variable, and it depends upon the size of the dot. That means the size of the dot should not be too big that it is covering the entire sub administrative unit, nor it should be too small that it is just not visible on the map. So you have to first of all take into consideration the size of the dot, then the density of the variable. That is, if one area is having many dots, your map will look more of a in the form of a shaded section instead of dots. So we have to consider that the density, if it is overcrowding in a region, the continuity of the dot will appear like a complete shaded region. And then we have also to consider the size of the map. Now the scale of the map means the large scale map and small scale map. So if a smaller area is represented, the dot method can be very nicely represented there. For example, the district map of any one of the district of Maharashtra is a large scale map. But if you have a world map and if you are trying to use a dot method, maybe one dot will be covering the entire country. Okay, so generally dot method, you have to be very particular what is the scale of the map. Then the number of the dot to be given to the value of the variable in the subatomic unit needs to be decided first. Now following precaution should be taken while using the dot method map. Now the size of the dot should be uniform. If you have kept a larger size dot for say value 100, so the size of the dot should be uniform no matter how big or small your subatomic sub-administrative unit is. Okay, if you are using a country map and if the size of the state is very small, but the variable that you are representing by that dot, if it is covering the entire state, it is not feasible to make a smaller dot. Are you getting me? State छोटा है और dot आपका बड़ा है, तो for that state you cannot reduce the size. Whatever the size of the dot represents, the value of the variable should be uniform throughout the map. Then you have to always be very careful while using this method that you take into consideration the physiography. Your dot should, it is very obvious that in the mountainous area or in the desert area or in the forest area, the variable, for example, if you are showing population, it is understood that very few people will be living in the desert, in the mountainous or in the forest area. So while representing the dot, you will be avoiding such areas. But more population is shown or more dots will be shown in the plain area or area near the river banks. Okay, then water bodies. Now water bodies can be in the form of lakes, river, oceans and seas. Okay, so you will not show the dots on the water bodies. Okay, for example, if you are showing the population distribution and if you are showing a dot in a river, that means people or the population is living, human population is living in the river, which is not possible. So the dot should not be in the water bodies. Again, the same is applicable to the transport system. Next precaution that you have to, or next thing that you have to remember is, When the rural population is represented, it is represented with a dark circle which is shaded completely, and the urban population is shown with the circle. Now, this is the textbook map, page number 2, figure 1.1. This is the dot method map. Okay, different see the components of the map first. The title of the map is given Amravati district. The subtitle here is distribution of population. You are shown the direction with the arrow pointing towards the north. N is written above the arrowhead, so that is indicating the direction. Below the direction you are shown the scale, and then you have the index. So these are some of the components of the map. So this is the map of Amravati district showing the distribution of population. Now we'll answer the questions related to the map. First question is, what is the population of Amravati town? Town Amravati has population of 5 lakh persons or 5 lakh people. Okay, this is the density of the population. Next question, name the place having population of 1 lakh. So 1 lakh population is in Achalpur. So the town Achalpur has population of 1 lakh. And which part of the map shows sparse distribution of population? You will say, so the northwestern part of the map shows sparse distribution of population. Many questions can be framed on this particular map, but these are your textual questions. So you have understood what is dot method. Let us go to the next method, the choropleth method. Now, when the geographical variables are shown by shades or tints of various color or one particular color on the map, such a map is called as a choropleth method. That means in choropleth method, the shading or a tint of a particular color is used. Suppose I am using green color, so I will be using different shades of green, light to dark. Okay, or it can also be represented using black and white patterns. Now, the data obtained is through processing such as measurement and surveying. So here you are collecting the data. Remember, I have told you in the dot method the data was collected by counting method. Here the methods that you are using to collect the data is measurement, surveying and so on. Now, one value or shade is given to the entire sub-administrative unit in a region. So the entire administrative unit gets the same shade. Okay, it was not so for the distribution showing the dot method, distributional map showing the dot method. The density of the dot will be more where the value of the variable is more. So in the same sub-administrative units, you might see the distribution of dot unevenly. That means some area might have more distribution, more dots, some area might be having less dot within the same sub-administrative unit. But in the choropleth method, the entire administrative unit will be having the same particular shade. For example, in the textbook map 1.2a, which is of Amravati district showing the density of population, the entire, see here you are given the names of the different talukas. District is the administrative unit, talukas are the sub-administrative units within that district. So different talukas are there, but that entire one taluka will be having one particular type of a shade. Okay, within that taluka the shades will not change. Okay, the darkness or the lightness will be the same throughout the taluka. Fine. Okay, for the values of the data, the smallest and the largest values are determined. Okay, what will be the smallest value and what will be the largest value, it is first decided, and then within those values, between those largest and the smallest value, 5 to 7 classes are made. Okay, and then the shades or the tints are given or the pattern is assigned to each and every class. Now, just as I told you, where the density of the dot is more, that means it is the value of the variable is more there, and where the density of the dots is less, the value of the variable is less in the dot method map. Similarly, in the choropleth method map, where the shade is darker, it means the value is increasing, and where the shade is lighter, it means the value is decreasing. For example, in this textual map of Amravati district, the Amravati Taluka has a darker shade. That means population density is more in Amravati Taluka. Whereas if you see the Chikkhaldara Taluka there, okay, the Taluka Chikkhaldara, it is having a light pink color. That means the density of the population is less there. Okay, that was the last point. Darker the shade, more is the value of the variable, and lighter the shade, less is the value of the variable. Now we have certain questions related to this particular map. Okay, the same map is shown with black and white pattern. So students, you will be doing the correction there. This is not isopleth map, this is also choropleth method map. Okay, I told you the choropleth method you can show with shade of a one particular color, or you can show with black and white patterns. So here the pattern that is used are checks. Okay, again here can you see darker the shade or darker the check, the grids are more closer, that means the value of variable is more there. And where the grids are far off and you can see the lighter shade there, that means the value of the variable is less there. So let us answer the questions here. Let us answer the questions of this particular map. First one, name the taluka having population density between 300 and 1 to 400. So population density 300 and 1 to 400. I think it is in Anjangaon Surji. So the name of the taluka is Anjangaon Surji. So that particular taluka has density of population between 300 to 400 person living in per square kilometer area. Now next one, what is the density of Amravati taluka? So Amravati taluka has density of more than 400 person. Okay, Amravati taluka, if you see, it is more than 400. Name the taluka having population density less than 300 person per square kilometer. Now student, less than 300 means it can be between 200 to 300 also is less than 300. Between 100 and 1 to 200 is also less than 300. And less than 100 is also less than 300. So all the areas where or other more than 400 and between 300 and 400 living this two particular class, all the different classes will be having population density less than 300 persons per square kilometer. That means living Amravati, okay, Achalpur and Anjangaon Surji, all the other talukas will be having population less than 300 persons per square kilometer. So let me name some of the talukas. It can be, name of the talukas can be Dharni, Chikkhaldara of course, Daryapur, Chandur it is, okay, Tiswa, okay, then you have Varud, Murshi, Dhamangao, okay, and many are there, okay, but at least you can name 5. Once again, what did I told you? Living 3 talukas having population above 300, matlab first 2 categories, more than 400 and between 300 to 400. The other last 3 categories have population density less than 300. So you have to name those talukas. At least 5 you can name very easily. Okay. Here is one more choropleth method map. So here the shades shown are in blue color. So darker shade represents greater value of variable and lighter shades represent less value of the variable. What is the variable? We are not interested, but just by looking at the shades you should know all these things. Thank you.